introduce Michael Mortensen, the retail manager at Verizon Wireless in Bowling Green, and today he's going to help us gather some more information about the people who select and purchase phones here in the store. So, are there any phones that you sell that are only useful for making and receiving calls?
They're all useful for making and receiving calls. It really depends on the customer, because the customer is going to determine what they're going to use it for. So that's kind of a multifaceted answer, but you can use the phones for making and receiving calls, but a lot of them do a lot more.
Do you normally make calls on your cell phone?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? So it's mainly texting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Use everything. Obviously I call, text, I get emails directly to my phone, then I have internet.
Use it for calls, texting, and pictures.
I just wanted to ask you a few questions about your cell phone. You do own a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. On your cell phone, what kind of features do you have?
It's a BlackBerry, so I have the internet and texting and unlimited.
So pretty much anything that you need on a cell phone is on your cell phone. Do you have a bunch of features on that cell phone, such as internet access, texting?
I got texting. I didn't know I had it till last week. I had it for about 2 years already. So I'm not the best cell phone expert to talk to.
They all have all the options on the phone itself. You don't have to take advantage of all of them, but they do all have the options.
Do you find that many people get the phones without adding any other applications?
Well, typically, I'd say about 70-75% of people get different applications, whether it be messaging, text for picture, or internet browsing. It depends on their usage, really. Today's society, with many people adopting the cell phones, a lot of people use all the different applications. Very few people use them just for calling anymore.
And what seems to be the most popular of those applications, besides the calling?
Again, it depends on the phone you have. Some of our PDA or smartphones will do a lot more with different applications from our Android phones, which will give you access to programs, games, email. If you're on a regular phone like an NV or an NV Touch, which are pretty popular phones, the applications are really just messaging and a little bit of internet browsing.
Are there some people who are constantly updating their phones, and do you see parents with their children kind of feeling obligated to keep them with the newest versions of the cell phones and the applications?
Yeah, it's tough. We try to explain the differences in cost for them, because updating the phone so frequently costs a lot more than if you would wait your whole 2-year contract or whenever you're eligible for new phones. So you do see some of the kids who say, their friends and other family members have this phone, they want it. And they really don't look at the cost, which is pretty high on different model phones. So.
On top of that, I was just wondering if you didn't have access to these things, such as text message, internet on your phone, and such, would you feel out of the loop? Would you feel like you're kind of like behind on the generation, or?
If it didn't exist, no.
No?
Because, before when I started college, we were only really texting, maybe had a camera on your phone, but I was still getting by. We were still able to do what we needed to do. Everything is provided for us on campus, so no, I wouldn't feel out of the loop at all.
Well,
Like even after having everything now, and then like
No.
taking away from you?
It makes it easier, but it doesn't make it impossible.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, I'm not really worried about keeping up with times so much as it's just convenience for me. But I suppose if you could say, because my friends have it, I like to have it too so that I can keep in touch with them.
Yeah.
So in a sense, yeah, I suppose so.
Okay. One other question. If you didn't have all these features on your phone, do you feel like you would be out of the loop? Do you feel like...
I
you'd be kind of like left.
Texting, yeah.
If you didn't have texting, you feel like you'd be kind of left behind a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean nobody really talks on the